What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Hillsong United. Yes, indeed. How about that? Hillsong United making their debut on the channel. This is a request from Dasi Podidai, and this is actually Dasi Podidai's prioritized request for the month of June for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So here you go, Dasi Podidai. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. Dasi Podidai wanted to see me react to this song by Hillsong United called Oceans. Now, have I heard the song before? No. To the best of my knowledge, I have not heard the song before. This does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, I recognize this. I know I've heard this before. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. This was posted by Emmanuel Roro, and the video has 131.4 million views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Headphones. Yeah, I know. Believe me, I'm not thrilled about it, but I gotta use them because unfortunately I have an ear infection. So, and it's severe. I can't put anything in my ears right now. So I can't use my in-ears right now, which I'm really bummed about. Gotta use these headphones. God. Anyway, but listen, I gotta do what I gotta do. So anyway, all right, let's get to this. Hillsong United Oceans live show at Caesarea. I hope I pronounced that right. Caesarea. Looks like a small venue. Little amphitheater outside. I don't know if this was built for this show or if it's a freestanding little theater or what. I have no idea. It's small though. Like I said, I'm guessing 15 to 1,800 people. 2,000 tops. Well, we'll see where this goes. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Call me out upon the waters, the great unknown, where feet may fail, and there I find you in the mystery, in oceans deep, my faith will stand. And I will call upon your name and keep my eyes above the waves. When oceans rise, my soul will rest in your embrace. For I am yours, and you are mine.
got a lot of manpower on that stage, don't they? They got 3 electric guitarists, an acoustic guitarist, bass player, auxiliary percussionist, drummer, and then 2 vocalists. It's a lot of people. It's a big band. I get the feeling, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm getting like a 90% certainty feeling that this is one of those, how should I put this delicately? One of those religious-based bands who all their songs are written around or themed around or written for the purpose of the celebration of a certain type of religion. Okay. I have no issue with that. I know people have been confused on my stance on this in the past, and people have said things that were not 100% true because they clearly didn't listen to me. So I'm going to try again to make my stance on this very clear. I have no problem with people or with bands having religion. I have no issue with that whatsoever. I have no issue with bands who play songs who are based around worship. I have no issue with that whatsoever. When I have a problem is, and when I have the problem is when this happens. When the bands start getting preachy. When the bands start trying to convert. When bands start trying to tell you, you need to follow this message. You need to follow our set of beliefs. Because every other belief system out there is wrong or immoral or incorrect or whatever it might be. If you don't follow this path, then you're following the wrong one. That's when I have an issue. That's when I have a problem. Listen, everybody is free to express themselves. Everybody is free to practice whatever beliefs they may have. Some people find solace. That's the word I'm looking for. Everybody is free to find solace in whatever way they want, whether that be in a deity, whether that be in music, whether that be in their family, whether that be within themselves, whether that be within whatever it is. Everybody is free to have the ability and the opportunity to find solace in whatever it is they want. For a lot of people, it is a particular style of religion, whatever style that might be. That reason alone is valid, okay? I'm not going to sit here and get into the argument of which religion is the best. Guys, in my opinion, there is no such thing as the best religion. Everybody's religion fits their needs. I have my own personal set of beliefs. I'm not going to get into what they are, but I have my own set of beliefs and I follow them and I'm happy with them. A lot of people may frown upon them, but I don't really care because they make me happy. So hopefully this will clear up any confusion that people might have with any problems that I have with bands that are religious. I don't have a problem with bands that are religious. I like Skillet. I think Skillet's a phenomenal band. I do. You know, these guys, I got no issue with them as long as they don't get preachy by forcing their values, their beliefs, and their systems on anybody and telling people they have to. That's when I have the issue. So far, these guys haven't done that. They've expressed themselves. They've sang songs of worship, inspiring words. I got no issue with anything these guys are saying at all. So let's keep going. Let's see where this goes.
Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever want, and my faith will be in the presence. Oh, Spirit, lead us. Spirit, lead me. Let me walk upon. Oh, wherever you would call us. Take me deeper than my feet. Yes, God. Come on, sing it out. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever run. Come on, you sing. My faith will be stronger in the presence of my Savior. And Jesus said, "My Spirit,
Good build. Really good build there. And I like how they did it too. I like how they constructed the build. They were already about a mezzo forte, right? They were already there about a minute ago. Let's say a minute ago. They went from a mezzo forte and they ever so slightly dipped down to about the mezzo piano range, right? And then they stayed there. They stayed there, but did they really? Not really. They actually built very slowly back up to that mezzo forte. It took them about 30 seconds to get back up to that mezzo forte where they stayed. They snuck it in like a bunch of ninjas, boy, they did. And then those last about 10 seconds, 10 to 12 seconds you just heard, they built from mezzo forte to forte. That was nice. Slick. Very, very slick. I almost didn't catch it. I almost missed it. I was like, I heard them go down. But then when they started to do the build, I was like, wait a minute, are they already back up at that mezzo forte level? Wow, they snuck it in. Those sneaky little jerks. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Good on them. Good on them. Good way to play around with dynamics. I love it when bands do that. I love it when bands are able to make the dynamics work for them and they take those liberties to change the dynamics when it makes sense and when there is a reason for it. I've seen bands where they don't use dynamics at all, and I'm just like, okay, well, that was generic. And then I've heard other bands where they do, they switch dynamics up constantly, but for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And I just look at them and I'm like, well, that was pointless, you know? You gotta have that happy medium where if you're gonna be using dynamics, there has to be a reason and they have to be done well. If you're able to pull it off, it works really well, and it makes a big difference in your songwriting. And they clearly demonstrated that they know how to use those dynamics. So very nice job on their part. Let's finish this out and we'll get to the review.
trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever run, and my faith will be stronger in the presence. keep my eyes above the waves. My soul will rest in your embrace. I am yours, and you are mine. Ooh. Sit in our hearts, sit in our souls. We will go places.
Just like that. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. I have some thoughts. Not a lot. Not as much as I thought I would. I do have some thoughts though. So I don't know. This might be a shorter review, but I don't know. We'll see. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Hillsong United with a song called Oceans. This was a request from Dasi Podidai, and this was actually Dasi Podidai's prioritized request for the month of June for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So there you go, Dasi Podidai. I hope you enjoyed your show. I had to really think about this, if I'm being honest. I had to think about this a little more than I thought I was going to. But I'm glad I did. I'm glad I gave it some serious thought, really deep down thought. And I came up with a score. The score makes sense to me, and I hope my explanation will clear up any confusion as to where I'm coming from on the score. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.5. Yep, 7.5. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Let me just get this right out of the way, right off the gun. Did I enjoy the song? Not particularly, no. I mean, look, I've said before on this channel, and I have done this several times, where I am not necessarily a fan of a song, but there is no denying the talent and the ability, the showmanship that went into the show, went into the song. There's no denying it. So I gotta be objective here. I may not necessarily like the song, but there's no denying that there are some really good things happening here. So, but I had to get that out of the way. Was I a fan of the song? Absolutely not. Would I ever listen to this song again on my own? Absolutely not. It is just not my style. It is not my flavor. It is not my jam. It is not up my alley. It is not my cup of tea. I'm sorry. It's just not. Having said all that, let's talk about the things that were really good. Okay, let's be objective here, and let's talk about the good things. The instrumentation, a lot of manpower on that stage. Oh, a lot of manpower. 3 electric guitar players, a drummer, an auxiliary percussionist, a bass player, 2 vocalists, and an acoustic guitar player. I also saw some keyboards up there, so I'm guessing a couple of those guitar players are doing double duty as guitar and keys. So that's interesting. On top of that, you also had backing tracks going. So you had a nice, full, rich sound. Especially in an outdoor venue like that, you want that. You absolutely want that, because the thicker and the fuller and the richer your sound is in an outdoor venue, the better the chances are, the better the odds are that everybody in the venue is going to hear everything well. When you have a very thin sound and you're playing outdoors, it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get even worse. You're especially bass. Bass is just going to get sucked into the air and you're never going to see it again. Or in this case, hear it again. So they did a really nice job getting a great sound out of a lot of people, but not overbearing in any way, shape, or form. It was a well-mixed, well-balanced sound. And the funny thing is, the more people you have on the stage, the harder it is to get that balance. When you only have 3 or 4 people on stage, it's relatively easy. When you have 8 to 10 people on stage, a lot harder. More voices, more tones, more sounds, more adjustments that have to be made on stage. and in the FOH. So, but they got a really nice, well-balanced, blended sound. I really liked their tone, the sound that they got. Well-balanced indeed. The guitar tones were nice, nothing overdriven. It seems like everybody was kind of going for a clean tone with a little bit of chorus in there. You know, a little bit of reverb, obviously, just to kind of weten the sound up. But no rocking guitars, no distortion, which is fine. You know, for this style of music, you don't want that. So, but the guitar tones that they were getting sounded nice. It definitely fit the mood and tone of the song. I could actually hear bass a little bit. I was glad to be able to. I could actually hear her coming through in the mix a little bit. It was nice. Obviously would I like to have heard more? Yeah, of course. I'm a bass player, sue me. But again, going back to blend and balance, I think they did the right thing. So, you know, good job there. Drums, not piercing through the mix, which was nice to hear, both from the auxiliary guy and from the guy playing the kit. Really nice job on all of their parts. What did this for me more than anything was vocally. Now, there was that one guy on the side of the stage who was doing vocals every now and then. He just kind of entered himself in here and there, but was he really a contributing factor? I mean, he was kind of, but I mean, could I have done without him? Absolutely. I could have absolutely done without him. He really didn't contribute anything noteworthy in this song whatsoever. The lead vocalist, I don't know who she is, but she has got a phenomenal voice. She really does. Very nice, clean, sweet voice. Very pure voice. No grit and growl, no attitude, just a very clean tone to her. A very sweet tone to her. I would dare say almost like a childlike innocence to her tone. It definitely fits the context of the song. It definitely does. Can she do more than that? I don't know. That tone sounded very natural to me. Like there was no faking the tone on that. There was no adjustments. That very much sounded like her natural voice. Could she do things like grit and growl? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I doubt it. Unless she gets proper training to do it. I just don't see it in her within her tone. I could very well be wrong about that. I mean, I very well could be wrong about that, but basing my analysis on what I heard, I don't think so. But again, there's nothing wrong with that. They have a very niche field, and it works for what they do. Like, if all of their songs sound like this, she is in a great position, and I think she's going to be a phenomenal lead singer for this band. Could she ever do anything else? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about that. I think she's pretty much found her niche, and it works for her. It absolutely does. And then as far as showmanship goes, I mean, look, in a song like this, you're not going to see a whole lot. In a band style like this, you're not going to see a whole lot either. And people are going to say, well, what about Skillet? What about Skillet? Skillet is a completely different type of band from this. Skillet is very much a hard rock / metal band. That is not these guys. Not by any stretch. Two completely things. That's like asking you to compare avocados to automobiles. It's not gonna compute. It's not gonna add up. So there can't be that comparison. It's two completely different worlds. Like I said, it was a really good job. Am I a fan? No, I am not a fan at all. But there's no denying that they did a really good job. And the other thing I'm going to close with is this. They never got preachy. They never tried to convert anyone. They never tried to send a message out of, we're all here to worship the same, deity, entity, whatever it might be. And anybody that's not with us is wrong and they need to convert. They weren't saying stuff like that. So I can appreciate that. I know most religious bands are not like that. There are a few, and I think you know the ones I'm talking about. There are a few bands out there that are like that, and I'm sorry, I have no respect for those bands whatsoever. None. I'm sorry. I just have no respect for those bands at all because they cross lines that should not be crossed. So, but this is not one of those bands. They were very respectful. And I like I said, I was really kind of impressed by the sound and the production that they put on and the tone that they put out. So, no, I feel good with that 7.5. I think it's well deserved. Like I said, not a fan. I will never listen to this again, I guarantee you. But a 7.5 is still a really good score for a song that I believe deserves a 7.5. So, 7.5, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.